lighting is absolute shit, but whatever. Okay, I'm gonna start out with what you need. Obviously, liquid latex. You should probably have some foundation or concealer, whichever. I think foundation will work better because it, yeah, does whatever it's supposed to do. I like using wedge sponges. Can't see that. I'm too pale, can't see that. Yeah, so wedge sponges for the latex. You need a container to hold the latex in. If you want, you can make it bloody. This is gel blood. It gets thick and then dries, so it's nice. Otherwise, there's some scab blood. I haven't used this yet, so I don't entirely know. All I think it does is like leave clots, and then it doesn't dry, so it looks fresh and wet and whatever. This isn't necessary, but to add to the realness, I would suggest finding a color wheel or a palette. Preferably one that has a purple in it, because I don't know, purple is really good for this sort of stuff. I've found anyway. So this isn't necessary, but because I'm a tryhard, these are makeup drawing pencils, basically eyeliner. It's a cream pencil, it says. I don't know if I'll use them, but if you like want to trace out what you're gonna do beforehand, before you put the latex on, these are good for it. Brush for the cream paint, and then toilet paper, paper towels, preferably one that isn't super textured, because that does tend to kind of make the area look weird. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all you need. So the bottles of latex say don't put directly on skin, but I don't like have anything to not put skin. So, I mean, the little hairs in your arms are gonna get ripped out and it's gonna hurt a little bit, but you should be fine. As with every makeup thing, you should probably do a little test just to make sure that it doesn't burn or irritate the skin. And then if it doesn't, you're golden. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I haven't really done this before. I feel like one of my favorite YouTubers, Mikey. Glam and Gore, you should check her out though, she's really good. A little latex goes a long way, so I'm just using like that much, just a thin layer at the bottom. You do want to go quickly though, because it solidifies pretty quickly. Well, quicker. Okay, so I'll just do this on my arm. Sorry, shit light. But it's not much better, but whatever. Okay, so what you want to do is dab it. Thin layer at first. if you have any like Vaseline or petroleum jelly, you can put that down first. I think that'd be a good barrier. Yeah, so it has to be a really thin layer at first. Wait a little bit so you can see that it still looks white. Wait until it's mostly transparent. Tacky still. And then you want to rip up little pieces, probably like that. I don't wait very long, so it works just fine still. Yeah, so 2-ply does not work very well. The thing with latex is you need to build it up. It doesn't look like it's staying very well, but obviously once you get more latex on it, it should stay. You want to mostly work on the edges, and again, you should probably dab it. I just tried to wipe it, and the paper towel or the whatever just ripped, and you don't really want the big build up pieces, whatever. It's fine if you have them, but for realism's sake. Okay. Again, I don't wait like I should, but it still mostly works, so whatever. Do at least, I'd say, 3 or 4 layers of just this one layer thing, and then yeah, I'll get to what's next in a moment. This isn't gonna be like a friggin' YouTube video because I'm not that fancy. Latex does smell, by the way. Like, bad. It has a lot of ammonia in it. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear the background noise. Turn the music up a little bit. Yeah, so your fingers are gonna get latex all over them, that's fine. I'd recommend doing this at like a table or something, not your bedroom floor. But, you know, whatever works. I don't know if I ever told you this, but my first year at the con that I go to, Convergence, they had a late night class for special effects makeup that I got to join, and we had a special teacher, I guess, called Norman Cates, I think his name was, which was really cool. I didn't know who he was at first. Turns out he was one of the makeup artists on Lord of the Rings. So that was cool. Yeah, okay, so I've got about 4 layers here. Doesn't look it, but it's toilet paper, whatever. I haven't done boils before, but I think it'd be pretty easy, so just ball up some tissue or whatever. You have to work fast on this because obviously the tissue is not going to stay in place. Okay, good enough. And again, super textured paper is not going to work very well for this. I don't know, it might not be like a super game changer, but okay, so I pretty much got it in place where I want it. There's a lot of latex on my finger. So yeah, just pretty much cover that. We'll see how realistic this looks afterwards, but okay, so I guess for this you'll need more latex than I thought, but the sponge also soaks up a lot, so obviously for boils you want to try and get it into the best boil shape you can. God, this stuff stinks. Okay. Oh, God. Okay, so it's a flatter boil, but it works. I'm actually gonna double check to make sure I'm doing the correct kind of boil. Because I didn't do that. Because I am stupid. Okay, yeah, so... Right, okay, pretty much. Yeah, so just build it up to the desired boil height. I think just that 2-ply layer should be good enough. Obviously make the paper towel balls smaller for smaller boils, bigger for bigger boils. Be a little bit too small, but whatever. It's a baby boil. Yeah, and then just do this as many times as you want boils. Put that layer down again. Yeah, somehow I am running out of latex in here, so I'm gonna need to get some more. Yeah, and it is already starting to dry in there, so it's not quite at what I need it to be for this, which isn't bad. I'll just use more. guess every look I've done doesn't really take a whole ton of latex, so I'm not used to it. Used to having to refill anyway. Yeah, now I'm getting a ton of latex. Lore. Okay, so I'll just do one more, show you again. I think it'd be a good idea to prep the area with more latex first, just so the ball stays a little bit better and you're not having to worry about it falling off. Yeah, so I don't know if I'm any good at this teaching thing, but I know what I'm doing at least, so. Yeah, you don't want to use too much latex either, otherwise it will cause the tissue to rip, just like it did there. So. Tissue is fairly easy to manipulate with the latex when it is wet. Don't try and change anything when it's dry, unless you're going for the next look that I will show you. And even then, it probably shouldn't be